to our podcast, Keeping It Real.
Welcome back to Keeping It Real. Today is different. This episode's for advisors, not clients, not parents, advisors.
Yeah, and if you're not in the industry, you're still welcome to listen. But today we're speaking directly to the professionals who open registered education savings plans every single year.
Because here's the truth. Most advisors are mishandling RESPs. Not maliciously, not intentionally, but structurally.
Yeah. Our ESPs are often treated as really administrative accounts, not strategic planning tools, and that has consequences.
But today, we're breaking it into 3 segments. Why most advisors mishandle RESPs, how to properly sequence protection versus education planning, the exit strategy most advisors never explain. Let's get into it, Irene.
Okay.
Let's start bluntly. All right. You know me, I'm pretty blunt sometimes. Most RESPs conversations sound like this. If you want to open an RESP, the government gives you 20%, and that's it.
Yeah. And that framing really reduces the entire strategy to a government really rebate conversation, which makes it small. It makes it transactional. It's pretty shallow, actually.
And the RESP isn't about a 20% match. It's about removing financial friction from a 22-year-old's life.
Yeah. So when advisors sell the grant instead of the outcome, they really reduce the urgency. The grant feels almost optional, and debt avoidance feels really transformational.
And here's the next issue. Most advisors never quantify the alternative. They never model what happens if the RESP isn't funded.
Yeah. So today we're going to coach this properly. Instead of saying you'll get $500 per year from the government, say, if we don't structure this, your child could graduate with $60,000 in debt. That changes their 20s.
That changes their life. Debt delays investing. Debt delays home ownership. Debt reduces risk tolerance. Debt impacts career choices. That's the real conversation.
Yeah. Another major issue is advisors open the RESP and never model the actual education cost.
Tuition inflation, it's real. Like inflation, period, is real. 4-year programs can easily exceed 80 to 120,000 depending on the residence and living costs. If you don't project the future costs, how do you know how much to fund?
RESP planning without actually modeling is just guessing, really. Strategic advisors actually forecast.
And let's be honest, how many advisors review RESPs annually? Not just send statements, but actually review allocation and funding gaps.
Yeah, most don't. RESPs get set up, then forgotten until age 17. And at 17, market volatility matters a lot more than it did at age 3.
Yeah. Now, let's address sequencing. This is where advisors lose trust. New parents come in and advisors present life insurance, critical illness, disability, RESPs, TFSAs, RSPs, the list goes on and on and on, all in one meeting.
It really becomes like a product buffet, and overwhelmed clients do nothing.
So how do we coach the advisors properly? We build layers. Layer 1, income protection. Layer 2, emergency liquidity. Layer 3, education planning. Layer 4, retirement acceleration.
Yeah. But here's where the nuance matters. If the client has 0 life insurance and dependents, protection comes first. Because an unfunded education plan is better than an unfunded funeral.
But if protection exists and cash flow is limited, then RESPs may come next because of the immediate 20% match. That's guaranteed leverage.
So, advisors, here's the script, okay? Language you can use. Before we decide where dollars go first, let's clarify what risk would hurt your family most. Ooh. Now you're actually facilitating, not selling.
Imagine that, right? Then, okay, next. If something happened tomorrow, is education funding actually still important? That question reframes protection emotional.
Yeah. Some parents are emotionally driven by education. Others are fear driven about income loss. Good advisors listen first.
Sequencing isn't about product priority. It's about psychological priority.
Yeah.
Now, let's address the elephant in the room. What if the child doesn't go to school? Most advisors rush past it.
Yeah, and they shouldn't, because clients are thinking it even if they don't say it.
And if the child doesn't attend post-secondary, government grants must be returned. That's non-negotiable.
Yeah. And growth becomes taxable, plus an additional 20% penalty tax unless of course, structured carefully. If advisors don't explain this, they create really future distrust.
Right. So, yes, accumulated income can be rolled over into the subscriber's RSP up to $50,000, but only if the RSP has been open at least 10 years, the beneficiary is 21 and not pursuing education, and the subscriber has RSP room.
Right. But this is a backup plan, right? Not a strategy. And advisors must position this correctly.
Family plans offer flexibility if one child doesn't attend school, but contribution caps still apply per child.
Yeah. Advisors need to really explain flexibility without implying certainty.
Yeah, and if you open RRSPs without modeling, sequencing, and explaining exit strategies, all you're doing is processing paperwork, no building architecture.
Yeah. And of course, architecture requires forecasting, risk management, psychological awareness, exit planning. Our ESPs deserve the same depth as retirement planning.
After this episode, here's your challenge. Review your RASP files. Ask, have I modeled education costs? Have I reviewed allocation in the last 12 months? Have I explained the exit strategy clearly? Have I discussed OSAP implication?
Yeah, and if not, you really have an opportunity. Like it's not failure, it's really an opportunity.
Advisors shape financial futures quietly. RESP planning, when done properly, changes trajectories.
And when you do it poorly, it really becomes administrative noise. So choose your lane.
Yeah, and that's keeping it real. Advisor edition.
If this edition resonated with you as a professional, share it with another advisor.